Hello everybody, and welcome back to Aurora Plays Neverwinter Nights 2 Storm of Zehir. I am your humble bard, Tim. In the previous session, we managed to free the town of Port Last from the tyranny of the Luskan Empire. And having returned home, we've been told to go and check out a dude outside who has been wanted to have a chat with us from our merchant company. So let's have a chat with this. No, we got to level someone up first, but hang on.
I welcome you, friend.
The Sensate. A Sensate, that's a kind of secret society, correct? Not secret, no, but an organization, yes. It's a decent approximation. In my home, the Society of Sensation is a group that is dedicated to, well, I suppose the term might be less communicated, is exploration. If he's from... he might be from Sigil, because there was the... anyway, well, let's keep going. We decide to learn as much about everything about us as we possibly can, when we share that experience with others. Yeah, so they had a thing, it was sort of like a brothel, but rather than going there for physical experience, you went there for like mental experience, just general experiences. And I can't remember, it was the... Oh, I can't remember what it was called for the life of me, but I remember it was very, very funny. Actually, give me a second here, I gotta work out what that was called. It was the brothel of slaking intellectual lusts. That was the name of this place. They also had things which was the sensorium, which was a different thing as well. So he's probably not connected with the brothel, but more likely the sensorium of Sigil. That sounds familiar, although I do that through song and story. The methods of the sensate are different, but yes, there are similarities between us. Perhaps we are cut from the same cloth, then. If you can complete this work for me, maybe I can share some of my own experiences with you. You're a Phi Genasi, right? Where are you from exactly? Somewhere quite far away. I'm certain you would know about it. Try me. I'm quite well versed in the geography of the realms. I'm sorry, I'm quite certain that it is nowhere you've been or known of, and I prefer not to talk about it. Let's just keep the business at hand. Judging by your appearance, I might guess one of the elemental planes. Not all of my people hail from the inner planes, though I must commend your knowledge. So, what are you looking for? Oh, is that what you call these things? Yes, resources. I prefer the term artifacts, but I suppose you utilize them for mundane purposes. I digress. Yes, I'm collecting them. If you can bring me samples of what you call rare resources, I can provide quite a wealth of this region's trade bars. Oh, okay. So could you be more specific what you mean by wealth? By rare, sorry. Hold on, I need to calculate that. 2, 3, 4, 5... 500 trade bars. I brought you a resource. Alright, so I've got to bring him things like the harvest ale and the salt from back in Zehir. I don't suppose I could hear more about this museum you plan on building, could I? Oh, you might find it somewhat commonplace, but I assure you, in my home it will bring wonder to the well-appreciated. Alright, cool. So this is something that we can do just on our own. Alright, so I guess what we'll do now, the next real big stop is to head to New Leaf, because we haven't been there yet. We've got to set up the trade route as well as find out why they've been, why the supply line's been cut off there, or why they've been having so much shortages. So anyway, so that's what we're going to head to now. I will visit the New Leaf Tavern, visit the common room. I need to find out what's going on in here. Yes, I also went and bought everyone some new helmets, so everyone's now got some better equipment setups. New Leaf Quartermaster. Hail, travelers. Can you tell me about the recent shortage? Well, we haven't been able to produce the same amounts we have reached before the Shadow War, and the constant stream of commerce seems to deplete what little resources we have. Well, how did you have the funds to purchase these goods if you're in a shortage? Well, we had a stockpile of trade bars saved from before the war. We were a major exporter of lumber once. Do you have any other questions? Why is this suddenly a problem now? Is there anything I can do to help? Well, you can sell us goods. We're certainly willing to purchase what we can't produce. You seem like an animal whose hunter is near. What is wrong? Listen, I'm trying to hold this place together. You can't understand what kind of pressure. Maybe you can find what you're looking for outside of town. Now, if you'll kindly leave me be, I have work that I need to attend to. Oh.
I would say yes.
Okay. Let us... There we go. That's a very quick night's sleep. Let's go... See if we can't find out what's happening outside of town. Counter another group of bandits. I'll attempt to bribe the bandits. They accept no quarter and immediately attack. Okay. A serpent figure. Hang on, let me just get away from these goddamn...
I would say yes.
Don't walk through the... fools.
Follow my tracks.
Alright, what do we got here? This jeweled gem serpent figurine found on the corpse of a bandit. Its user located, presumably from the headquarters of the bandit. Alright, cool. So, I guess we use this to track down where they come from. So my guess is there's a group of bandits that have been holding the, Oh, okay. Piss off! Blindingly bright. No, I gotta go back. Nope, so it's definitely this way then. Oh, hang on. I can switch to Beluth. She's actually got a higher spot rating. Ah! The Fork-Tongue Bandit Hideout. So I've located their hideout. Journal has been updated. New Leaf shortage. You discovered a cave near New Leaf. It appears to be a hideout of the bandit group besieging the town. Alright.
station.
Ha 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 ha.
That's it for you.
Good work, everyone. Oh. +3 studded leather and a +2 dagger. What the stuff have we got here? Armor and sickles. Wagon, crates. Barrel, chest, decor. Ah, what? There's not something I can look for in here. That's a bit of a shame. Oh, I can go into this crate, though. Some scroll, some wine. Alright, so it looks like we've solved the problem here in town. What's this? So that's our leather +3 and a chain shirt +3. Let's have a look.
Yes?
Alright, let's head back to New Leaf. We can set up our trading post finally. Oh, is that a secret entrance? Or a secret area in there? Ah, no, just a doorway. I see. Alright. Yeah, something I discovered recently is... Ah! Wild empathy, parley. The ears raised. Okay. I will convince them to let me go. Yeah! No, the monstrous band's coming. Fucking run! So because Inshula has got the highest survival skill, that's how she's able to move quite so quickly. But one other thing I noticed, though, is that the rogue has the highest spot. So she moves slower, but she actually finds more things. So sometimes when it says, you know, look, see how far away she was able to spot that group? That would have taken a lot more. There you go. Little things like that. It's kind of cool.
Get in.
Inquire at establishing a trading post. I need 10 units of ore, so I'll trade with New Leaf. Ah, hang on. Trading post. Construct the trading post. Continue. Alright, cool. It's done. I'll trade with new... No, I don't want to do that. I want to... Is it the trading post? I want to construct the caravans. I'm going to Neverwinter. Alright. Ah, I didn't have enough to do that. Alright, cool. Let's visit back to the New Leaf Tavern. Use the common room. Alright. I heard you dealt with McCool. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you more earlier, but he threatened to kill us if we gave him away. Is this... Yeah, Shyman and Scarbuncle again. Got some good pipes on them. I won't deny them that. Okay. So where do we need to turn this? Oh, we had to go back to the trading company back in Neverwinter. I also found out you can trade, like you can swap trade bars for gold. And the amount of trade bars that I've managed to acquire just by so very quickly establishing so many caravans, I can get so much gold at this point, it's ridiculous.
One of our merchants returned with word from New Leaf and told us of McCool.
But McCool is behind the shortage. Alas, I worry that the body, what that bodes for the Sword Coast. He was a fellow of the fated winds. The winds have renounced their ties to the Zentrum long ago. That was the only reason Nasher let them operate in the city. You can well imagine Nasher looked into their background thoroughly. All the same, but neither, Okay, you can imagine Nasher looked into their background thoroughly all the same, but neither divination nor investigation turned up any bandit ties with the Wind's ranks. But all that investigation, it turns out the fated Winds are tied to banditry, and all that looking was for nothing. Nasher might lose trust in all the merchant cartels as a result. We can approach Nasher and tell him the truth. He couldn't suspect the circle of wrongdoing, could he? Good idea, but I worry it'd do nothing. He couldn't show favor to the organization before and only let Neverwinter cartels do business. If he kicked one out, all would have to leave. Thankfully, neither McCool's identity nor his relationship with the fated Winds is common knowledge, and that buys us some time. The leadership of the Circle of Friends have scheduled a meeting with Jordan Wright, the leader of the Winds, and Asta Meris, head of the Forgotten Lords, to discuss the situation. I'm sorry for the bother, but I'd like you to be at the meeting as well. Wright has promised that he will explain McCool's actions, and you were a witness to those actions firsthand. I suppose you have other tasks to deal with. Drop by again when you're ready to attend the meeting, and I'll inform the representatives of the other cartels. All right. Do you have any other work for me? No. What do I need to do for ranking? I'm ready to attend the meeting. If so, I'll prepare to leave. Yep, I'm ready. Alright then, I'll meet you at the tavern in Connerbury. Safe journey. Alright, so we're heading to Connerbury.
Phantom, I welcome you.
That's right, you don't do anything, you just chat quite nicely. I've actually got a thing set up too, because of the teleporter in Crossroad Keep. During the downtime, I actually upgraded it. So the if I go to Crossroads Keep, I can actually just teleport to Connerberry. So we'll head there and stop in and do some quick trades, and then we'll
Follow my tracks.
we should stop in at the... screw it. Won't worry about the Sensate stuff just yet. It's not really important to the main plot. But I know where two unique resources can be found. One is the Harvest Mead, which is back at back in the swamps, and the other one is the salt back in Samarak. And I can use the teleporter in the headquarters here to actually teleport back to Samarak if I need. So yeah, I might just do that mission in the downtime if I'm perfectly honest.
Here's your share of the income our company has brought in recently.
Yeah, so,
Enjoy.
Yeah, so over 10,000 trade bars, right?
If there's anything you need, just let me know.
I'd like to exchange trade bars for gold. I currently have 49,000 trade bars. If I trade half that, well, not even half that, just that there, I get 318,435 gold. So the amount of money we're currently raking in is quite ridiculous. And unfortunately, the only upgrade that I'm trying to do is the armor for the Grey Cloaks, but I cannot find... I know where to get adamantine. I can't find mithril anywhere. I thought maybe that New Leaf would be the place to get mithril, but it appears not. I'm actually going to swing back around to Kelgar and see if he has anything for us.
Yeah?
How's the keep doing? He was quite busy nowadays. All sorts have been coming and going. All right. Neverwinter dignitary. All right. Actually, who I forgot to talk to was Sasani. Also, I don't know where Volo ended up. I thought he was actually meant to be hanging out with Sasani, but I haven't seen him since we got here.
I trust everything goes well.
Question about
What would you
trading?
like to know?
No.
Yes? You had something to bother me with?
You unpleasant bitch. Alright. So is Volo here in the trading post? Oh, not the trading post, the merchant headquarters. No, looks like he's just gone forever. Finch.
Greetings once more, my friends.
Oh, it's
good
the
to see your
bard.
familiar faces.
Yours too, Finch. What brings you here?
Oh, wandering about, the lure of the open road, exploration, and I did promise to pay you back in kind, didn't I?
Ah, it's true. So what are you proposing?
You're an interesting sort. I can tell you that with full honesty. The type bards could sing of. You get my meaning? And I can be handy to have around. This I know. You need help? I'm your man.
Oh, there's Volo.
Not literally, but you know what I mean.
I suppose I could use your help.
I fear your entourage is too big for me at the moment. Perhaps later.
All right. There you are, Volo.
Greetings, my friends. You are a welcome sight. I'm glad you made it here in one piece. Quite the invention, that gnomish portal, isn't it? Marvelous.
Yeah, so what are you doing here anyway?
Well, it's quite remarkable, really. My time around this merchant company has opened my eyes. I had never before imagined the life of the merchant was so interesting. And I would wager that the average reader had never thought so either. Thus, I'm taking on the epic task of writing 2 books at once. One shall be the continuation of the areas of the realms, so that you can continue telling me of interesting places you visited, and amazing things you see. But the second and more pressing task is a new book on Toril's brave merchants, a triptych of life on the road. Thus, if you could find and interview a number of merchants for me, let's see, I think 6 is a good starting number, that should provide some excellent fodder for my new work. But in the meantime, is there anything else I can help you with?
This ruin fragment should do you.
Ah, what a marvel. Ancient, yet so well crafted. The work in this is impressive, that is for certain. I'll not forget how risky it must have been to acquire such. Hopefully this will compensate somewhat. 'Twas a gift from the symbol herself, the Witch Queen of Aglarond. Use it well.
Okay.
Wonderful. I can always... Most excellent. Tell me all about it and I shall take notes.
So in Samarak, in the jungles northwest of Turin, it's an ancient temple of Yuan-Ti. I managed to venture and escape with my life.
Incredible! Not only does the danger lie in the Yuan-Ti, but in any patrols that might have seen you exiting such an area. Surely they would attack on the mere suspicion that you were allied with the snake folk. Ah, I think you're beginning to get the hang of this traveling thing, I believe. Wonderful to hear.
There's a cave full of wargs northeast of the keep. Dangerous creatures eager for blood.
Unnerving. But a good thing to know of should issues with such monsters persist. It shall be noted.
East of Port Lars, there's a lair of a hermit, a dangerous worshipper of Malar.
Troublesome that Neverwinter Wood seems so fraught with danger of late. But perhaps informing the people via this book will bring in an influx of druids ready to cleanse it. Some followers of Sylvanas, or Meliki perhaps, to replace those lost in the Shadow War?
Hidden in the Neverwinter Wood, north of the town of Cornerbury, is a benign enclave full of worshippers of the Black Hand, and I killed them all.
Most foul. A good place to avoid when passing through the wood. And perhaps, when cleared, a scenic travel destination. You know, when the hideous tributes to Bane are taken down and such.
Southeast of the town of Phandalin lies a cold iron mine, somewhat of a suspicious place.
You don't say. Well, if the mine is producing, then it means Phandalin is once more a destination safe for travelers. Happy news for the Sword Coast.
Northeast of Port Lars, near the Luskan border, there's a rundown house that hides some Luskan pirates and mages of the Arcane Brotherhood.
I know I should expect them to creep south towards Neverwinter, but all the same, having Luskans within the traditional borders is an eerie development. I'll make sure to warn travelers about it. Excellent! You've explored an impressive number of locations on this great world of Torin. You're on your way to becoming a true adventurer.
Along the river, south of the town of New Leaf, was a mine known as Param's Rocks. A sudden flooding killed all the miners within it, and the power of death was strong there. A lot of drowned people.
Tragic. And I hate to say it, but sometimes people love a good tragedy. And maybe, if the dead still lurk around there in the future, getting the word out about it now will ensure that there are plenty of eager adventurers around to fight them.
I managed to track those thieving bards back to their hideout. It's just northeast of here.
Good. By Tyr, I hope you gave those scoundrels what they deserved. Let's see them put that in a song. Ha!
I uncovered a temple of Shah, northeast of Neverwinter, just south of the Mount Hotnow.
Monument to the Lady of Loss. Most dangerous. And amazing that you could find such without being put to death. Your skills are endlessly impressive.
In the woods east of Thunder Tree, I ran into Eldrith Ventula camp. They weren't particularly pleased about it either, and I had to kill them all.
You don't say. The dreaded elven supremacists. Oh dear. If I mention they're active in this area, the results could be... Heavens. Perhaps I'll leave that out of my book.
I ran across the crypts with a bit of an irate necromancer with a good deal of skeletons.
Undead. Loathsome. But if they're cleared out, perhaps there might be some value to someone in exploring their deeper reaches. Remarkable. You're on the road to being a...
I ran across a barrow recently. It seemed to be full of wights and ghasts.
Peculiar. I hadn't thought there were many large barrow mounds in the Neverwinter area. Perhaps an interesting idea for scholarly investigation. Or adventuring.
I came across a seemingly abandoned mine, only to discover it was populated by Duragar.
Grey dwarves. Strange to hear of them anywhere near the overworld. Usually they make their home in the Underdark, don't they? Well, proper mystery to discover, and perhaps an eventual profit to be made off the mine, too.
I came across Ilfam Ruin and found it overrun with drow and spiders.
Drow? Oh my. That brings to mind the sad state of Battledale after the drow invasion. I shouldn't just rely on my book to bring this news to the attention of the public. I should write a letter to Nasher. Dear me.
In the foothills northeast of Port Last, I found an iron golem patrolling some strange ruins.
An abandoned golem? Most odd. Iron golems don't often do well when left in the wilderness, especially in colder climates like this one. But the fact that it was pacing ruins makes me wonder if it's not from some ancient empire. Or if maybe left by a wizard, meaning to come back later.
Yeah, and that I'm not sure that I actually showed that encounter, but basically, the weapons that I had couldn't affect it, so I had to just run past it, loot the place, and run back out. East of West Harbor, I came across a high road at the foothills of the Sword Mountain. There lies a cave full of umber hulks.
More than one Umber Hulk?
Oh yeah.
Gods above that you ventured in and were able to exit in one piece is a marvel! Others should be so lucky, and I'll warn them accordingly. Wonderful. Keep those locations coming. There seems to be nothing you can't find, my friend.
Someplace...
Excellent. Tell me all about it and I shall take notes.
Oh, the large tribe of Materia, the Shattered Spear, live in a massive cave complex. I braved the Semagol and entered the caves.
Remarkable. The Batiri are savage creatures, yes. I know that firsthand. But they possess a matriarchal culture that is nothing short of fascinating. I hear the Shattered Spear have dealt with humans before. Perhaps they will tolerate tourists if they behave themselves.
I explored the mind of Selgol and found them overrun with fire newts.
Cheers, beard. Although, perhaps that might draw a different crowd into the area, eager for action instead of a quiet tour of the salt mines. I'll make another note of it.
There was a cave east of Raskin with a haunting song that transfixes all who hear it, and it's full of spiders and bats.
Interesting. Not so much with the spiders, but perhaps it will hold a particular interest with druids. Indeed.
To the west of the town of Torek lies a mine infested with shadows and littered with the remains of miners.
Ugh, foul things. But if the mine isn't spoken for, rest assured there will be someone keen on acquiring it. As it stands, it's definitely a worthy footnote for my book.
Something I saw.
Wonderful. Tell me everything. Omit no detail.
Oh yes, there was lots of pirates in on the Sword Coast. We killed them.
A pirate cave. How exciting. Just the thing for those eager to get a look at a sea dog's lifestyle without venturing into Luskan. Excellent. Amazing. My, if I'm not careful soon, you'll be writing books, eh? Most excellent. No. Oh, that...
Alright, so... Finally found Volo and turned all that in. So what have we got here? Nomad. So, on my spot... So, +2 to search, +2 to spot, +1 to lesson, +1 to survival, which means that I've got those numbers in those skills. Huzzah. Alright. Cool. Alright, let's use this teleporter. And we, well, first things first, actually. Let's... Can we rest in here? No. Alright. To rest at the station, I've got to go out of the town to use the exterior menu. So I want to rest at the merchant headquarters. Then I want to visit the merchant headquarters. And then I want to use the teleporter. Alright, so...
Hey there, friend. Don't tinker with the...
Teleport me to Connerberry. New leaf, here we go. Cool. Only ever have the minor circle of blasting. And then we want to visit the Woodsman's Tower and visit the Common Room, which I'm assuming is where the meeting will be taking place. Yes, there we go.
Where are... hello.
Hello?
Glad to see you. We will begin shortly.
Very good.
Keller, do you know where Wright is?
I made it plenty clear to him how important all this was. He should be here shortly.
You'd best have an explanation if he doesn't show up.
Look, he's been acting very strange lately, and I can't explain his actions. That's why we're... Ah, here he is.
Oh, he's so nasty.
I'm sure you have many questions.
Well, he's a villain.
First, I will assure you that the fated winds are not involved in petty banditry.
So how do you explain what's happening? But it's not to say that Mokal is not acting under my orders. You have seen how the Sword Coast responded to the Shadow War. Drawn together, fallen apart. Some of us have risen to these challenges, others have been crushed by them. It's the responsibility of the strong to help the weak, and to lend them strength. Yes. Agreed, it is our responsibility to aid those who have suffered in difficult times. I could imagine you would say as much. It is not strange how... is it not strange how like a living thing this region is? Meris, you should know commerce, the flow of gold, goods, food, is the blood of our society. And you, Ashen, you and those like you, those who do good, who care for the weak, you are our hearts. And this crisis, not merely at New Leaf, but the Sword Coast as a whole, it may simply be a brief illness, passing indisposition. But I believe it is not. Can I... I'm going to put my diplomacy hat on. As long as those who use their strength to protect the weak, the Sword Coast will recover. Protect the weak? From what? From their own weakness? We are all frail. We live acting out of petty greed, hatred, or fear. We overcome obstacles that to the strong are trivial, become gargantuan due to the limits placed on the strong. The King of Shadows should have been less of a nuisance. Amanjaro knew he was a threat and attempted to move against him, but he was restrained, not by the King of Shadows, but by those too weak or stupid to see the real threat. But, hang on, what Amanjaro set out to do was wrong, despite that threat. And how many more died as a result of such rigid thinking? How much damage done to the very fabric of existence? It's not just society, but humanity that is weak. Torel is weak. The new wind is coming, and that wind carries a new name upon its breath. Ooh. Zehir. Oh, we finally get the name drop for the Storm of Zehir. That name, it carries with it visions of darkness, withering horror. Who is it?
I am afraid this is of no consequence. Your time, my time, our time is short. The weak and the strong have both drunk of the tainted vial. The weak shall perish, and the strong shall grow mightier. I have drunk of Zahir's cup. I have been found wanting, as shall you.
Right! What the hells do you mean?
I have done all of this as a gift to our new master. To
Let me
the new flesh.
Buffing up.
Prepare to meet them.
By the gods, what is he?
Oh, he just fell
We're
over.
under attack!
Woo!
Let me bring.
Well, shit. This is dire news. Naval must be informed. Enough. This bickering achieves nothing. We should be off. Yes. Why can't I loot this guy? I want to see what's in his body. He's a dead, friendly human. Fine. Well, we're just going to leave this body on the floor for the tavern owner to find. So it looks like the Yuan-Ti are now trying to take over the world. Of course. We'll see if that, the sensei is interested in the cold iron or whatnot. And I'll go pick up a,
Your will.
I shall.
I shall.
let's go pick up a, there we go. A barrel of Harbor Mead from West Harbor. Assassins. Mithril! Yes! Alright. Let me just trade that with you. I need all of that. Don't need the dark steel, but I need the mithril. Now I can finish upgrading the soldiers.
Here's your share of the income. If there's anything...
Alright, cool. So we've done all the upgrades that we need. Trade bars for gold. Let's do another 10,000. Let's do another 5,000. There we go. Oh, hang on. Again, I probably should make sure that...
I trust everything goes well.
Jordan Wright is dead by his own hand. He was involved with the snake-tongued cultists and the Yuan-Ti.
By strange coincidence, Nasirin has informed me that we received a message from my long-lost associates. They've requested a meeting at the Knight's Rest Inn, a small tavern along the road to Phandalin.
How do you know it's really from them?
What are you implying, you little...
Still your tongue, Nasirin. It remains a legitimate question. Ilfos and Kazoo used a particular type of code that only Nasirin and I were familiar with, and the missive used that code. It is not definite proof, but it is reason enough to investigate.
So it's probably a trap, you know.
I'm certain of it, and that's why I'm asking you to go in my place.
Oh, good.
Since when do we start distrusting our own allies?
Since you're an asshole.
As of now, the only ones I trust are in this room. And you're lucky I did not tell you to leave, Nasirin.
If there's anything about the situation that I don't like, I don't plan on leaving survivors.
I understand. Do what is necessary.
Alright. Shit's getting real! Okay. Let us head back to Neverwinter.
Yes?
We got another arcane attenuator for you, dude.
Greetings, traveler.
Each of the previous readings seemed to indicate the origin from another plane, but this seems to say the source of the disturbance is here on Toril. This is fascinating. And again, I will need more data to isolate the possible location. In the meantime, here's your reward. You've done extremely well, and I greatly appreciate it. Alright. I've got some ale for you.
Have you found any artifacts?
Harvest mead. You got anything else? No. Okay, I only need to get him one harvest mead.
I would say yes.
I wonder if...
May your day be profitable, friend.
Okay, so... The clerics, even though they are shops, aren't classed as traders for this.
Tandem, and welcome, fellow.
Tell me about being a merchant. It's a life fraught with complication and difficult, friend. It's also tremendous opportunities to do good. The last 10 days I spoke with some representatives hailing from Qatar, and so we should be seeing a rise in shipments and grain. Alright, all I need next. I have the necessary trade bars. Do you have any work for me? Alright, cool.
Director, it's good to...
Oh, so I'm the director now. Wonder if... Can I talk to these people about being traders?
You must be in the wrong place, friend.
Yeah. If you're looking for trade secrets, you're out of luck. I'd advise you to give 100 gold. Sure, there you go. Very good, then. As a merchant, you must be good at your word, and learn to swear by his eye and again. The one he had left, that is. May you remember that one for the sake of your vision. Alright, cool.
I don't chat with competitors.
Okay, first as a merchant, never pay for advice. It's a confidence scheme. That's all there is. Well, all that 500 gold gets you. Now move along. Alright, cool. And I guess maybe in the actual trading post is the trader there.
Tantum, I welcome...
No.
Follow me.
Okay. So our next destination... So I got to speak to 2 more merchants. That's fine. I've got to get 2 more arcane attenuator things. No coincidence. Oh, we got to go to Phandalin. All right, and we got to satiate the sensate. All right, cool. So, well, first things first. Let's see if we can't. I know there's another merchant in West Harbor. I'm not really sure where the 5th one would be. I suppose we went home. We could always talk to him there. Ah, there are merchants in Port Last.
Follow my tracks.
Get in line. Follow me.
Alright, back to... Actually, I don't think there's anything else we need to do in town, but let's just double check it.
Ah, the heroes of the hour. I'm glad to see you again.
How fares the port? Well, thanks to you, we've resumed trade, and hardly folk around town have worked very hard to ensure a bright future. Alright. So, things are back to normal. Alright, let's get back on the road.
I shall.
Da, 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 da. So we've got to go to... Was it Connerberry? Phandalin. I didn't think it was Connerberry. It was Phandalin. We got to go here. All right. But first things first, I want to see if we go to Highcliff and just buy one of every rare element, whether that will help out the sensate, basically. The interesting thing for this plot line, though, is that because of the way resources work in this world, getting kicked out of where is it? Jeez. Getting kicked out of the starting location. It's out of my head. I can't remember what it's called now. Samarak. Getting kicked out of Samarak was probably the best thing for my... Let's kill these assassins. For Sasani and everything else, the amount of money that we have managed to make being exiled is insane.
Have you found any artifact? Thank you. I can provide you with your... Hello.
Alright. I mean, honestly, with the stuff the Sensate, the goal, the trade bars the Sensate is giving me are just so mediocre compared to the amount of money I'm making. Just doing it just to get it done. Okay. Back to Crossroads, and then we'll get ourselves set up for Connerberry, and then we'll deal with that later.
So, lass,
Oh, murder at Crossroad Keep. Oh.
tell us what you remember.
I was here at headquarters, and I heard a scream from Nasirin's room. I opened the door, and he was on the floor. There was blood, and Sasani, she was...
She was Yuan-Ti?
Yes, that's what they're called. Her eyes were... And she had scales, and she looked at me and said something about a temple, and I guess I fainted.
No, you did well.
Well, that tears it. Two Yuan-Ti folk up here in the keep. Guess that I've got to shut this merchant company down.
No!
Master Kelgar, no! You can't! That can't be. Think of all the keep owes to us. About how much the whole northern Sword Coast owes to us. You can't act like that isn't true.
Hey, that's a point, lass. But I can't let anyone know about this. And who's gonna run this company with that snake woman gone?
Oh, Varel can do it.
Me? I'm just a major domo, a bookkeeper. I can't be the company's public face.
No, you can do it, can't you? Lady Sasani, she trusted you. I know she had faith in your abilities. If anyone can keep this company together, you can.
Very well. That'll work. For now. As for you, lass, there's been a murder under my watch. And Snake Man or no, that woman's got to be brought to justice. I'm honored bound to find her. And if you want Nash's approval of all this, you'd best start looking for her too.
Well, that happened. Excuse me, Volo.
It's a tragedy. I simply could never have believed someone so fair was capable of such a thing. And a Yuan-Ti. I never suspected.
That's the point of Yuan-Ti. You will never know their face, even when they kill you. It's their way.
But not her. She could be so stunning, charismatic, inspiring. I cannot believe pure evil motivated her into such an act. No. She must be in some kind of trouble. I feel it.
Well, what do you plan to do now?
Truthfully, I am not sure. Part of me wishes to wait and see what unfolds. But also, I wish to follow her and see if I can assist in some wise. Ah, the internal struggle. Certainly, I apologize.
I've interviewed 6 merchants.
Why, these testimonies are things of beauty. I cannot wait to fold them into the... But you see, this is only the first step. For what are merchants without the difficulties of life on the road? Bad food, bad weather, and of course, bandits.
You want me to interview bandits?
Calm yourself, friend. I'll make sure you're well compensated, never fear. And think of this as a fact-finding mission into the nature of these individuals. What drives them to rob? Is it financial need? The thrill? Some odd, inexplicable compulsion? Or, as I suspect, from what I read here, and from what I've heard from the reports given to Sasani, is there some greater force organizing them throughout the area?
Well, yeah, we found that out. It's the Yuan-Ti. They just, were you paying attention?
These are the sort of questions you need to ask as you interview. Let's see. I think bribing a few should start to attract attention. And if there is someone behind all this, I've written up a list of questions on this scroll. If you could get answers to those, my book shall be just about complete. But in the meantime, is there anything else I can help you with?
Have I explored any more interesting places?
Wonderful. Most excellent. Tell me all of... No.
No. Okay. Well, on that note, I guess...
It's so horrible. I can't believe that happened.
Just take a breath and tell me what happened. Thank you. It was just business as usual. The next thing I know, Nasirin's dead in his room, there's blood, and the guards are everywhere, and... I'll calm down. I was speaking with some potential investors when I heard Lady Sasani and Nasirim start arguing. I heard a scream, and then, well, you know that part. I didn't hear all of what they were talking about. Usually the room was a weird cast, has a ward cast and on it to mute their voices, but I guess it wasn't working, and I heard something about Samarak, and that was it. Well, going back to Samarak would be dangerous unless Samarak wasn't really her destination. I think that might be the case, but Arias would know better than I if she used the portal, and I don't think the guards saw her leave. Alright.
Too bad about Nasirin, really. Surprising that Sasani would do such a thing.
You really think she did it? The evidence is there, isn't it? Don't you think she's capable of murder? Did you ever look in her eyes when she got mad? It's a wonder she hadn't made anyone Doc Dread before now. Well, he probably had it coming. You think so? He was sour and, as an unripe lemon, and about as pleasant as a kick in the soft places. It doesn't mean he deserved that kind of end. Just speaking my mind, though. So what did you know about the murder? Not much at all, actually. I was over in the Phoenix Tale when, with several other people when it all happened. Came back singing and saw a place full of guards and stopped that song pretty quick, I can tell you. Did she use the portal? Yes, she did. The fact that it still works is a gift from the Wonderbringer himself. It makes me wonder how on Toro she managed to do such a thing. Alright, well, I guess we need to follow her then. But considering the circumstances, I'll waive the usual transport fee. Alright, we're back and I'm ready to go. Okay. So I've got 2 things to do before we head back. So I've got the... where is it? I've still got to deal with... the missing associates thing. I've still got to go to Phandalin to work that little bit out there. So I'll head to Phandalin and talk to the people in the Night's Rest Inn. Maybe they can shed some light on this whole situation, and then we'll head back to Samarak in the next session. But for now, that's where we're going to leave it. Finally, we get to find out what this Zehir is, and the plot is finally beginning to thicken and the mystery deepens. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. I have been your humble host, Tim, and be sure to come back for the next session of Aurora Plays Neverwinter Nights 2, The Storm of Zehir. Bye!